What is going on, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by Galadon Gaming. More Clash Royale action. I couldn't think of what to call this episode other than Golem, so that's what we went with. I'll try to come up with a thumbnail and a title to get you guys to click on it, but doesn't get you to come in and say, Galadon, you clickbaiting asshole, I hate your f***ing guts. And anyway, you get the point. So let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. We are showing Golems, and I have to say, one of my favorite cards in Clash Royale, and it works great on offense and defense. Right here, grabbing the attention of the Prince that's headed on in, and very effectively is going to tank for that, pushing the Prince back all the way across the river, and now tanking for both the Prince and the P.E.K.K.A. Two very high damage units, so obviously the Golem not going to last long. Actually, does get a little bit of damage on that tower, but effectively for Chris is going to stall out two major units. Then he's going to use the Goblins, the Princess, to try to finish off the P.E.K.K.A. Hog Rider coming from the other side, he's got to deal with that. Not bad, the Spear Goblins are going to get the job done with minimal damage to the tower. But really today we're focusing on the Golem and the many uses of the Golem. Now, of course, it is one of the most expensive cards to deploy in the game. And right here, Chris is going to misplace the Golem too far back from the tower because of that slow movement speed, the slow deployment time. He obviously probably wanted to get it, he definitely, likely wanted to get it in front of the tower so that the Dark Prince would not attack the tower instead on the Golem. Didn't quite work out, but watch right here as the Golem soaks up the damage from the tower. All of the little units are going to move in, and that is big trouble for this tower. The tower is gone, and Chris takes the 1-0 lead. And actually, you will notice the opponent doesn't have any cards available, so he pretty much is just toast right here. No way to stop this, and the game is over so quickly. 3 crowns so fast. P.E.K.K.A. double Prince did not do so well against Chris's Golem deck right there. We're going to move on to another replay, and again, Chris going at it, this time facing a higher level player and a very, very popular deck. The opponent has brought the Hog Cycle Poison deck against Chris's Golem. Now, having used both of these decks extensively, I will tell you, it's not a lot of fun to face the Golem deck with the Hog Cycle deck simply because you don't have any ideal counters. I would love to have Barbarians, a Minion Horde, an Inferno Tower, obviously, something to stall that Golem, lots of smaller units to slow him down. Now, an early use of the Poison, not ideal. That pretty much a waste. The Golem just laughing it off. The Hog Rider getting in there will get a couple of shots off, but again, the Poison, probably not the best deployment. And now, Chris once again amassing all of these units with the Golem. The Zap spell doesn't do a thing other than stall out those minions temporarily because they are still going to do full damage to that tower. And the tower again gone with only about 60 seconds expired in this battle. So really, this is a lesson in poison deployment. Obviously completely worthless against a Golem. Good against smaller units, and had that opponent not used it early, he could have used it to counter that mass, that swarm of units around the Golem and gotten them out of the way and perhaps saved that tower. But here Chris is relentless. The opponent has the nerve to drop down an Elixir Collector at this point, and that gives Chris the opportunity to drop the Golem from the other side. Obviously, with that right tower badly damaged, Chris needs to think about a 2-1 victory right here. And again, the units begin to swarm. Not doing a great job against minions is that Valkyrie. She is gone, so is the cannon. I love Chris's use of the lightning spell here. Now the poison comes into play, but not before the Golemites get to the tower, get some damage in, and we're down to the final 60 seconds. So the lightning spell, however expensive, does work out really well when you can use it to take out that obstacle that would otherwise distract your Golem from heading towards the tower. An Inferno Tower, a cannon, anything like that obviously is going to get annihilated or nearly one-shotted by a lightning spell. And again, the Golem can refocus and head back towards the tower. Just as this Golem is, as it goes in, Chris is getting ready with a lightning spell. But remember, the 3 highest hit point units or structures, the lightning spell actually took out the Musketeer and the Elixir Collector, damaged the tower. The Golem and the Goblins finished off the cannon. And that is the second tower. Chris taking the 2-0 lead with only 10 seconds left in this battle. No chance. Now another golem down the right-hand side. Time is going to count down. And Chris is again going to walk away with a big win, nearly 3 crowning a higher level opponent. And here we go. We caught Peter using this deck, so I'm sure he will claim that this was his idea and that Chris stole it from him. But here is a recent replay from Peter going up against a level 12 player as a level 11, starting out with his traditional Raging King taunt. And the level 12 player laughs at him right from the start. We'll see how this works out. Uh-oh, it's the crying face. So this Emirates player pretty confident with his higher level and the hog rush right at the start of the battle. Although it does grab about 700 hit points off that tower. It looks like Peter is getting ready for a counter push using, well, can he decide here? Looks like maybe the minions, I'm not sure. All right, minions from the back, and okay, the golem, oh, right on the river. So Peter dropping the golem right on the river, and now the minions can go to work on those other units. Everything else had targeted the golem. The minions, untouched, are going to help work on the royal giant now, as are the other goblins, the princess, and now look at that. They quickly rejoin the golemites on the tower. There they go, annihilating the bomber. And it looks like that tower is in big trouble. And suddenly Peter has turned this battle around. Another Raging King taunt and a big lead for Peter. He doesn't quite finish off the tower, but he is well ahead with 1:40 left in this battle. And you'll notice the major flaw of the opponent's deck is the lack of any sort of splash damage, anything to control a lot of air units. There's no fireball, no arrows, no poison, just a zap spell and a rocket. And of course the bomber is going to be completely helpless against air units. Only the single 3 minion card is the card that can try to stop Peter's air assault. So again, the minion horde going to work. Again, it gets zapped. But a zap spell does not finish off the minions, and here they come after the tower, as does the golem. No defensive structures either, so this tower is going to be gone in just a heartbeat. There it is, and Peter goes up 1-0, suddenly returning the Crying King taunt on his opponent, who has gone mysteriously quiet, shocked maybe that the level 11 player is damaging that King's tower severely. The Hog Rider is going to come in and grab that left tower, but it looks like Peter has already begun an assault on the right tower. And check this out. I love where Peter is deploying the minions, the goblins, on the right side of the Royal Giant. That way they rejoin the golem down the right lane rather than wandering off to the left. And a rocket to try to counter that push from Peter, but he had the minion horde ready. Now Peter has gone to laughing. Peter probably realizing his opponent has no way to stop that minion horde. There goes the second tower, and as time counts down, it looks like this could be a 3-crown win. Peter's units amassing on the King's tower. It is all over, laughing all the way to the 3-crown win. Peter beating a higher level player with Chris's golem deck. Now, obviously, there are a lot of ways to counter a golem deck, and I thought I'd pop over to TV Royale and take a look, and surprisingly, every single Arena 8 replay right now on TV Royale that involves a golem had the golem coming out on top. Yes, all sorts of different decks the golem was facing. Here you've got a hog cycle deck right there that the golem came out victorious. There was a hut spam deck. There's a 3-1 win against 3 musketeers and the giant. And again, undefeated on TV Royale right now, so that might be some indicator to the strength of a well-played golem deck, at least up in Arena 8. So thank you guys. As always, do expect a future video on specifically countering the golem deck. It can be done, and you don't have to have an Inferno Tower. If you have your own personal anti-golem strategy, please do share it down below in the comments. Perhaps I can use it in a future episode. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for your time. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galidon, how dare you? That was my gig. You've stolen it again.
Peter, how did I know you were going to say this?
No, I thought of it first.
I don't think so.
It was in my head.
Peter, I hate to even begin to imagine what is in your head.
Galidon, that's not right.